Welcome to the fourth episode of the MineDivision podcast. I am your host, Chris, and today I have with me Roken. Would you like to say hi, Roken?
Hey, everyone.
And also Peppermint, Sargento Peppermint, I don't know his real name. Say hi.
Hi, thank you for reminding me. Hey, I'm
Thank you for
considered
coming. Josh is not here because he's kill. So yet again.
Probably with
the
a
second
girlfriend.
time. This is the second time he's done this. He's the one who suggested we do this, and yet he's not here.
He ran
I'm
up
not
the
gonna give
hill,
him.
and then he got tired, and he didn't want to get to his computer, so...
Yeah,
Because running up the hill is the best thing you can do.
He ran up a hill, and Pep said, "Why'd you run up the hill?" And I'm like, "Cause he's Jack." I don't think anybody got that. I was referencing the Jack and Jill ran up the hill.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Right.
Very nice.
It's Josh.
But Jack fell down and broke his crown, so obviously he's kill.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first topic, as always, is MineDivision Goings-On, and I haven't been on. So have you guys been on? Is there really anything going on?
Well, I made a gold farm exploiting game bugs, so yay. It's ridiculous how it works. It's literally just two platforms and an angry pigman, and that's literally everything you need. It's great.
That's only going to work for, like, the rest of this, and then when we update it again, it's going to be changed. Because as soon as another update comes out, we're switching again, because there's so many lag problems that we have.
Yeah, the thing is that farm works by a principle that is not considered now a bug. It's technically considered a feature, so yay.
Oh, kind of like that Obsidian making bug that was eventually considered a feature a while back.
Oh, was
I
it?
used that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not really anything going on.
Also, I think, there's progress going on at the castle. A lot of people have been asking AZ to what they can build, what spaces they can build in. I Heart Porkchop has a secret base that he's working on that he won't tell us anything about. And yesterday he kept killing himself because of a duplication glitch that kept murdering him. And we couldn't go and help him because he wouldn't tell us where secret base was.
That was hilarious. Like, no, you cannot help me. I'm in my secret base.
Just perpetuating the vicious cycle. Yeah. What else?
Other than that, I don't think that there's been a lot of server stuff that we've been doing.
Activity, yeah.
No, mostly exams and stuff have kept me aside.
We did do that vote, but nothing happened.
The vote.
We were supposed
waiting.
to let someone
Still
on
waiting.
in October, but things just did not work out because of everyone's schedules, because everyone has work or school or just their vacation that they really don't want to get up from. So, everyone's
or
busy.
alive or something.
Yeah, it's already the
Hotel.
11th. Well, that's about it. So, there wasn't really any real Minecraft news this week, as well, pertaining to the PC version, which is what we care about. But
But the Xbox
did
version
wanna-
is so good. The Xbox is live.
But Pep did want to talk about something I've on the topics list. I've labeled this section as Pep's predictions.
Trademark. This is basing off what I've seen on Reddit, Twitter, and I think the backtracker, but most of that is nonsense. 1.8.1 is gonna be bug fixing, but if it's gonna be as 1.8, no bug fixes, so it's gonna probably suck. Then 1.9, I think they were gonna do, I think it was either more optimizations or making it like adding more building blocks and stuff, like more decoration, and not based around mechanics. So yeah, and also fixing.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Since it's owned by Microsoft now, weren't they going to skip the entire 1.9, go straight from 1.8 to 1.10?
It would be hilarious.
Pretty sure they're going to do that.
Nah, they're not.
Windows 10 jokes.
But the Windows 9 thing, actually, you know why it is, or
Why?
It's because it's
com-
something to do with Windows 98 or Windows 95.
Yeah, so basically a lot of programs say, well, if the name of the version starts by Windows 9 something, that means that it's Windows 95 or 98. Therefore, it's gonna explode and use that code instead of the code meant to that version. So they just changed it to 1.10. 1.10, Windows 10. Because it was just
1.10.
Windows 1.10.
And then what? 1.0.
Official release.
Going backwards in time, guys.
Isn't that the deal with sequels nowadays? Instead of going like something 2 or 3, it's just going back to the original. And it's like with Super Smash Bros. As well. It's like not even adding something.
The pre-prequel, the pre to the
the
infinity
pre-sequel.
prequel.
The pre-sequel.
That's such a terrible name for a video game.
Oh my god.
Something 5 Revelations. It's literally the same thing ever.
But speaking of things that aren't terrible, asdfmovie, I guess it's called 8, was released like yesterday.
On Friday.
Do you guys watch those or?
Yeah.
I have seen 1 to 7 and they're hilarious.
Oh yeah,
8
like
is...
almost everything Tomska makes is awesome.
Yeah. The thing about 8 is like he has already done 7 videos about this, so 8 is not as strong as some of the other ones, but the animation quality is way better than 3 or something, and also like it's humor that's so literal that makes no sense, but yeah, okay, it's random.
Yeah, he's been working on a mobile game, I think.
Cat Attack.
Yeah, Cat Attack, which was supposed to come out, but apparently they've been having a bunch of problems, and like their like coder broke his hand.
Yeah.
Oh my
trying
god,
to like
that is
prevent a
terrible.
robbery or something. Oh yeah, his like laptop was stolen, and he
Yeah.
like broke his hand trying to apprehend the burglar.
Best moment in his career. That was a highlight.
Now he's just looking at his hand like, I can't do anything now. I'm
Like,
useless
fuck my
to the
life.
community. I've
Yeah.
failed the internet.
So basically, he's been coding with his non-dominant hand, and
Oh my
that's
god,
why.
that must suck.
Yeah, that's why
guy.
coding's slow. But to me, like asdfmovie is sort of like, I mean, you can see this on top of this, but it's sort of like a time capsule of my time on the internet. I think when was the first one released? I think it was like 2008.
Yeah.
Which was when I had sort
Something
of
like
just
that.
started like exploring the wonderful World Wide Web. And I think that the series in general is a pretty great representation of the creative capacity of the internet, and especially YouTube as a platform, because like with Newgrounds, that sort of was the place for people who wanted to like watch time wasting videos, and then now it's YouTube.
Yeah. No,
Well,
but
I mean, Newgrounds is still running, and like,
Yeah.
I do agree that it is like, it just shows you how creative people can be over something so simple, because the drawings themselves are simple, the animation is simple. It's just raw humor, and it's awesome.
It's pretty great.
But not only that, but also all his videos are like they are integrating strange ways of seeing the culture into the videos. For example, his first video was "I have a mobile phone" or something like that, and it was Tomska and another guy standing in the middle of the field, and one says, "I have a phone," and then he makes some sort of attack or something like that, and the other one dies. That's literally it, and it was like because
I'm sure I've seen that, but I don't remember.
it was I saw it a long time ago, probably something different, but it was so random and strange, and you can see that's the Nokia 3310 times.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can see like the first sort of smart quote unquote smartphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his channel is a time capsule of everything, but exaggerated to a point that is hilarious.
I think one of his videos that stood out and still does most to me was the drunk science video.
Oh,
Have you guys
yes.
seen that?
I have a friend.
God, yes.
Every time I see
Such
one
a
friend,
great
I'm like,
video.
drunk science, and we just start doing random stuff.
That to me is like the representation of my experiences on the internet.
I think
So,
it's
like,
a
what do you-
representation of the internet itself.
Yeah, what do you guys remember most like from your early experiences on the internet? What has the most, I guess, nostalgia value to you?
Making stupid errors everywhere.
Well, for me, I initially started actually using the internet when I was 12. And I very vividly remember this because I was part of a bunch of forums pertaining to stupid animes such as Inuyasha. It's very, very stupid, but I was more on like the forum side than the anime side. So most of my early experience was being in a gigantic online community, being in forums a lot. Then I moved over to Crunchyroll, and then I actually got into more anime stuff there, and it was more of that stuff. And then YouTube had its gigantic boom, and then my world collapsed, and now it's just YouTube.
I never was, and still haven't really been a huge part of forums. I've never been huge on that, but
Yeah, me neither.
It's a slippery slope, I have to say. Once you are popular in a forum and you have a position of power, it's like that power gets to your head. It's very scary.
Yeah,
I guess the closest I've been to something like that was I used to be a big contributor on cheeseburger.com. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I used to be really big on that. Not necessarily huge, like a personality, but I contributed a lot to that. And I had stuff on the front page. And like that was my thing for a long time. And it was like, I'm so cool. You know? I don't remember how old I was either. It was like 4 years ago. So I was like 14, right?
The thing is, like, I haven't got a lot of accounts because when I was a kid, I just was like, no, I'm not interested in this. I'm not gonna make an account. So even if I tell you my name, you wouldn't find me. I think I only have 2 accounts with my real name, and one of them is empty, like completely, and the other one is, well, it doesn't have my full name. So yeah, I'm pretty much, I'm just peppermint on the internet.
Now that I think about it, I guess Reddit is technically a forum.
Kind of, yes.
So, yeah, a really, really big forum. I've been a lurker on Reddit for several years.
I think everyone to an extent has been on Reddit, so...
Yeah, and
I'm not giant on Reddit, but like I have my days on Reddit.
I mostly lurk on r/PC Master Race.
Best Reddit.
I have to say, my favorite thing about Reddit is that no matter what problem I'm having or anything computer related, or if I need a review on something, you go on Reddit, you get the most honest review or best solution for anything. It's so much better than a lot of forums, I find, honestly.
Yeah.
Sort of like the rules of the internet. Do you guys ever read the rules of the internet?
No, I have to read them.
Oh, God, the rules of the internet. It's sort of like I don't know if there is one, but there should be one. Like, if it exists, there's something on Reddit about it.
There is something
Which is
similar.
so
Rule 34.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, the internet's pretty cool, and I mean, without it, like, I don't even know where would we be without the internet.
Without the internet,
First
I
of
would
all,
be
we wouldn't know each other.
Yeah, we would have never met each other.
Yeah, I would have been a fucking idiot, just crying in a corner or something.
No one can see my redstone genius. Oh no.
I'm so intelligent, but no one appreciates it.
Well, you know, like Minecraft wouldn't exist without the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be distributed.
Yeah.
You know,
Only in Sweden by just the not just friends and
they'd
stuff.
have to sell it retail for PC.
Ew.
Oh my god.
Retail.
Which I guess they sort of do, but you do have to download it. But you know.
Yeah. Well, you can buy it for retail.
Like for consoles.
Yeah, for consoles.
Retail disc versions. Yeah.
Console Master
Point
Race.
is, without the internet, we would move back like 30 years in technology, and we would never move past that point.
But speaking of Dark Ages, that was a terrible transition. It has nothing to do with this other than that Batman is the Dark Knight. But it was announced, I think it was at a con. I don't know if maybe it was Comic-Con. There's a Lego movie spinoff starring Batman. I mean, obviously
I
Lego
have seen this,
Lego
but the
movie
thing
Batman.
is, before the Lego movie actually came out, there was a movie called The Lego Batman, right? And
But it wasn't
I only
Will Arnett.
It was
it?
not Will Arnett. It was not. The only reason why I knew about this is because I have nephews that watch Lego movies. So when the Lego movie came out, I'm pretty sure that it was just like everyone fell in love with Will Arnett as Batman because he's hilarious.
And
then
great.
they just, I guess from there, they just decided to make a new version of the Lego movie or the Lego Batman movie.
Well, I mean, I guess that's how these things come about, you know? Like with, like if there's something that's much beloved and wasn't expected to be, I guess they're going to make something out of it. So,
yeah, it's like capitalism. People give other people what they need.
Sort of like that Guardians of the Galaxy animated series spinoff that's coming out.
That amazing segue and that amazing ninja copy paste into the doc.
You don't need to talk about the mechanics of how this works. Just
No, there
move
is not a
on.
doc. We talked about these topics beforehand, totally.
What are you talking about, mate? This is all on the spot.
I have not seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
What?
I
Yeah.
have no idea what it's about. I know there's something called Groot,
Yeah.
and everyone makes
That's
fun of him.
that's
Before watching
all
it.
everybody knows is there's Groot. And
Before watching it, I was like, who the fuck is this Groot guy?
you know, I'd read the rebooted Guardians of the Galaxy comics a little bit, and it just is so funny to me that people absolutely love a character that only says like 3 things.
I mean, it's Vin Diesel. How could you not
It's
love him?
I am Groot, and that's it.
Well, at the
and
end
he
of
does
the-
say, yeah, he does say "We're Groot," but
Yay.
it's one word, it's one letter, it's one. Well, God, Chris,
Yes.
He says only
English.
one thing.
You can
That's it.
He says
he's,
the
he's
one
a Pokemon.
thing,
That's what
that's
he
it.
is.
No, but in Spanish,
Groot is a Pokemon.
in Spanish, all the translations are quite good, except when he says "we are Groot," because "we" in Spanish is 3 syllables and it sounds so long. It's "nosotros somos Groot." So it's like this long sentence, and the only thing he's been saying is "I'm
Yo soy
Groot.
Groot.
Yo soy Groot.
Yo soy Groot.
El Groot."
I took almost 4 years of high school Spanish.
That's all you know. I am
something.
Groot.
Yo soy Groot.
Yo soy Groot. Yo soy Taco.
Kind of
Mexican
scares me
translation.
about the American translation or the American school system when it comes to languages because I took 4 years of French and I'm fluent. So
And
Well,
the only
it's
thing
also
you know is to
because,
insult my
like,
French. So yeah, okay.
There aren't
because you can't speak French.
there aren't that many
Sorry.
occasions to actually use it.
Sure,
So I'm
I mean, you live
Yeah.
in California.
well, yeah, but it's not like I speak it to everybody. I mean, I guess that's sort of like a common misconception that people who aren't Californians have is that everybody in California speaks Spanish.
Oh yeah. In
And-
New York too, you can speak Spanish everywhere and they will understand you.
I mean, where I live, there is a good Hispanic population, but I mean, everybody speaks English. So there aren't that many occasions.
Going
to
back
actually
to
use it.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys? Who actually saw the movie? So, Pep, did you see
Me,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was pretty good. I
Quite
was
funny.
expecting it to be good. Yeah, I was hoping it would be
Yeah,
good.
also
But
the
it was
director
good.
is just a genius, James Gunn. He has one series, I think I showed it to you, Rokin, the PG porn, maybe?
Have not seen that.
It's
No.
porn without sex. It's hilarious. I'll put that link in the description. I'll totally do it. Chris, start putting the link.
yeah.
It's just a hilarious series. It's really
I
random.
thought we were doing. I thought we were doing a review of the movie, guys. Come on.
It's not a review of the movie. Okay, here we go.
Review of the
Review of the
movie.
movie. 11 out of 10. Better than drugs.
11 out of 10 would watch again. There.
Not that I've ever had drugs, but
Yeah, right. You live in California.
It's another topic altogether that we need to talk about later.
really, we're gonna talk about drugs.
What drugs did you take when you were young? I'm young, therefore I haven't
All
taken
of
drugs yet. All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Speaking
all
of
the time.
movies,
Oh yeah.
what are your favorite movies of all times?
Ah, you're reading my topics like a champ, Rogan.
What topics?
Trying
What
to stay on
doc?
topic
No.
here, guys.
This is on the spot. This is on the fly.
So
Improvised.
impromptu. I think my favorite movies. Well, my favorite movie of all time is Inception.
Oh, that was such a great
I
one.
love Inception.
I'm watching it in my English class, and
it's such a
every
great
time I watch it, it's like, oh fuck,
you
that
discover
detail,
something
that,
new.
yeah, that small detail in the background or something. Now everything makes more sense. It's like mind blown every
Did
fucking
you
time.
realize that Leonardo DiCaprio only wore his wedding ring when he was in dreams?
Yep, that's his real totem. Or so the theory goes.
I'm guessing like it's also because he in his dreams he's with Mal, and then he's like married with her, and when he's not in the dream, she's dead.
This is the fanfic / fan theory portion of the podcast.
Yeah, Inception was actually an amazing movie. It is very beautifully.
You know what I think would be amazing to do, just for one of these podcasts, like a special episode or something. We we all make fanfics about each other, and then we read them.
Oh shit, my fanfic would be hilarious.
That would be incredible.
One of my
You might
friends.
have to cut this out, but that would be extremely dirty.
Yes.
No.
I'm not cutting that out, Rogan.
Oh come on, Rokin's fanfic. Come on.
Oh god,
That's
yes.
gonna be like Cards Against Humanity.
Yes. Oh, speaking of Cards Against Humanity, we did we did a little let's play, I guess, of that. Like it was yesterday, and I took a video of it.
Oh my god.
With my video camera pointing at the screen.
That's interesting.
Think like me, Chris, and Coolest 444 or Evolution of L, whatever he's going by these days.
No, it's
Played a
Evolution FL.
Coolest. There.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
in
cool.
any case, we played a couple of days ago with a custom deck for MineDivision, and it ended up being the funniest game of Cards Against Humanity that I've ever played in my life. It went 4 hours long, and by the end of it, we were so tired of this one joke that
The one joke.
it became half the cards in the deck. I swear to God.
Oh, it was incredible. Oh god.
Video in the description.
Yeah, that'll probably have come out by the time this does. So.
Oh, is there a video about?
Yeah, I recorded it.
The 4-hour one, or
No, not the 401.
No,
The one
that
that we
was the
just
one
did.
I wanted to watch.
We did the same joke a bunch though.
I can tell.
Excuse me. It was pretty great though. And
Talking about jokes, Swedish military recruitment.
Slow it down, Pep.
smooth as.
Have you guys seen the Swedish military recruitment video?
Neither of you have seen this. I'm sure neither of you.
I have seen this.
Oh,
I
really?
clicked the link.
You've seen this? Sure you have.
I clicked the link 20 minutes before we started.
I clicked it just.
It is pretty funny though. They're like, it's sort of like a parody of the Hollywood style U.S. Recruitment ads for armed forces. It's like, we can't offer epic background music. We can't offer covert ops in unknown places. And just at the end, it's like, we can offer a chance to make a real difference, though. Which is a really big jab at the U.S. military.
In this video, like, it has over 250,000 views. It came out just a few days ago, didn't it?
It's in 480p, too. Come on.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it came out.
guys.
It came out actually a couple of years ago. That's so sad, but like,
Even so.
it's hilarious.
Well,
Talking about hilarious things.
oh my god, Pep. Oh, this is pretty funny. Ubisoft just keeps digging the grave deeper and deeper. First Watch Dogs, and now Assassin's Creed Unity. It's this whole console parity controversy. It's like they're locking it at 900p 30 FPS on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Even though the PS4 is better than the Xbone.
I mean, I'm a PC guy, but undoubtedly the PS4 has better technical specifications than the Xbox
PS4
One.
is from 2004. The Xbone is from 2000.
They are both extremely underpowered, and like when they came out, they were extremely outdated. But all developers, in my opinion at least, should focus on maximizing a game's performance on each platform.
Yeah.
That's sort of their job, isn't it?
Well, their job is making shitty games or kind of not so shitty games.
Well, they
At
have
Ubisoft,
good
of
concepts.
course.
They
At
have good
Ubisoft,
concepts for games. When I saw the demo for Watch Dogs, I was like
Okay.
completely
The
absorbed
E3
in it. I was
demo
like,
is so
it's
different. It's so
and then
different.
and then the game came out, and it's like, well, that was a waste.
And hackers had to work. Hackers had to work around the whole thing to just find those hidden graphic settings. It's just.
Well, I guess it makes sense. I mean, a game about hackers making the game look better.
Yeah, it wasn't it was all planned. That was a feature.
It was a feature.
Everything
It was a feature of
Watch.
Watch. It was a feature of
It was
Watch
all
Dogs.
the plan.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's plan.
I mean, they said it was to quote unquote avoid controversy.
Yeah, right. About controversy.
What a
making
turn that
controversy.
has taken.
What controversy are they?
To avoid the controversy of
That
not
just
making a
sparked
controversy.
more controversy. Oh god, and
Overall,
the whole
just the way that Ubisoft dealt with all this was terrible.
and the whole 30
terrible.
FPS is a more cinematic feel thing.
Yeah, it's like, no. It's PC. I play out 120 FPS, not 30. And
Yeah,
it even drops from that.
I
on
play at
PC.
120 to 144 frames per second.
Yeah.
You
30 FPS. That's like that's
okay?
a bad
30
day
FPS
on the
is
MineDivision
playable.
server.
30 FPS is playable. It is not good.
Playable
It
at
is-
best.
It's playable at best.
But it's
60 frames per second is good. 120 frames
pretty good.
is nice.
And then
I
144
shoot for
is
1,000.
1,000.
1,000 frames per second. When games run 1,000 frames per second, I'll be happy.
Also runs at 2,000.
But until that day, don't tell us that 30 frames per second is a more cinematic feel.
Of course,
Because it's not.
Of course, it's closer to the 24 frames per second at which most movies are shown. But
Those have compression, motion blur, which is
yeah, there's
better
motion
than-
blur and there's the whole like black to white thing. I don't know how it works exactly.
It was
but
just
there
a
are
really bad response for a gaming community that appreciates higher resolution, higher frames per second, higher everything else. Because
And they said,
we're
like-
used to this, and now you're giving us something that's
They said-
what we consider on the lower end.
Yeah.
They said that the industry is dropping the 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah, for 4K,
Ideal?
120 FPS.
No, yeah, that's the truth. But they're like, oh yeah, they're dropping it for like 720p 30 FPS. What are you smoking, Ubisoft?
Welcome to 1999.
It's gotten to the point where I can't even watch a video. It doesn't even matter what it is. If it's not in 1080p, I ain't watching it.
Wow.
And now they're coming up with, what is it, the 1440?
Oh yeah, 44.
Like
Gonna have
there's
to
even
be
talk about 5K monitors now.
5K. Jeez, I've heard about the
Honestly.
8K.
And 8K as well.
It's like, what? Are you serious? And then this guy's like, no, 1080p is too much, too many pixels to process. Your brain cannot
So
process more than
Ubisoft is going
720.
backwards in time.
You know the first 4K monitor came out in June of 2001.
Damn, I didn't know that. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's the
2008.
IBM T220, I'm pretty sure,
No idea.
which had a native resolution of 3840 by 2400. I mean,
Damn.
it's not. It was a proprietary thing back then, but it's come a long way since then. And come on, 4K's been out since 2001. Get
Yeah.
your crap together.
Wow. Like, even on consoles, come on, consoles can do 1080p. Sometimes, on some games.
Sometimes.
But no, like, I've
If
seen
they lower
some...
the settings enough, then
No,
sure,
but I've
it'll
seen
do
like some
1080p.
really simplistic games, minimalistic games at 720p, 30 FPS. It's like, what? Are you kidding
It's like
me?
I don't know what it runs at, but Guacamelee. Have you guys ever played Guacamelee?
I want to play it.
No.
It's a pretty great game. I've played it. But if that runs at 720p, 30 FPS on consoles, honestly,
Yeah, just
I don't
kill
know if it
yourself.
does. I don't know if it does. I'm betting it does.
Yeah.
But that is not an intense game at all. I mean,
Yeah, it's
hardware
2D
wise.
with
Honestly,
simplistic graphics.
2D platformer. Come on.
Just like, what? Seriously?
Speaking of things that are stupid, Final Fantasy 13 was released on Steam a couple days ago.
On Steam or?
On Steam.
Oh.
On Steam.
This is going to make people like break their monitors.
It's locked at 720p, 30 FPS
On PC. Are you kidding? What the fuck?
720p in full screen mode, no matter your native resolution. We talked about this already, guys. We just talked about this. Come on.
Guys, this is like 5 minutes ago.
And the thing is,
and most people that are using Steam on computers, they have like top of the line amazing computers.
At least better than a PS4.
Not necessarily, but it would be nice at least. It would be nice at least to have some graphics options.
Yeah. I mean, use the Source engine. It's broken, but it will let you 1080p.
I think
in
day
Final
one.
Fantasy games, they usually have like really nice graphics for their cinematic scenes, and like they downgrade their graphics so much for all the gameplay. But you think after all these years, after all these Final Fantasy games, they would kind of up the gameplay a little bit so that you can have that like beautiful view again. But no, they have to downgrade it again. Why? I don't understand.
Because you have a beautiful skybox you can stare at for the entire 5 hours of gameplay. Isn't that awesome? Man. And a skybox.
And on day one, I'm pretty sure it was day one, a modder had already bypassed the resolution lock, which was something the devs were either unwilling or completely incompetent to do.
On the first day?
On like day one of the release.
Yeah, like I know how to do that on DirectX and OpenGL, and I don't know how to program in those.
I think it had fixed the FPS lock as well, but they had locked some events to the FPS to the frames per second as well.
Oh,
and I hate it when developers do that.
It's like not even on Unity, people do that.
Just, oh my God, it's crazy. But you know what else is crazy?
Oh, tell me.
Apparently Ghostbusters 3 is a thing.
Oh, yeah. They said it was not going to be anything related to the original two movies, right?
I don't know too much about it, but I mean, I can't say whether I'm excited or not because Ghostbusters wasn't exactly a good part of my childhood.
What do you mean it was not a good part of your childhood?
So, I watched the original Ghostbusters on my 10th birthday for the first time. Not gonna lie, when I was 10, kind of wuss. So
you've been scared of the ghosts since you were 10.
I was scared of Ghostbusters. For a couple months, I had like nightmares about Ghostbusters.
I don't know when I watched this. I don't know when I watched Ghostbusters, but it was just... I thought it was the most hilarious and stupid representation of ghosts. And like every time I thought about ghosts or anything, I just would start laughing. Even though it was, I don't know, someone tell me a scary story or something, I would just start laughing.
You know, like...
I was like a little kid. I was scared of the X-Files because my siblings. I was scared of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. You know when you have to go inside of Jabu Jabu's belly? I was terrified of that. But I was not scared of Ghostbusters. It was hilarious.
Told you already.
It was the best part of my childhood.
I was a
like,
wimp. I was so scared of everything. And I think there was this one movie, I think it was like a straight-to-video movie that came out. Oh, man. I don't remember, but it was like when I was in maybe 6th grade. And I can't remember who was in it. It was like some Nick Star or something. And... It was looking back on it, it was such a bad movie. Like the effects were terrible. It was obviously fake. I was so scared. Like I would check my closet for monsters for like a year after that.
Okay, you're in 6th grade, you're 12 years old. That's understandable, okay?
It was
it's not a bad thing to be scared when you're a child. If you were now and you watched that and you were terrified,
no.
I'd make fun of you.
Looking back on these things, I laugh, and it's like, wow, I was such a wimp back then. But, you know, like, I can go watch a scary movie now. I mean, I don't like scary movies. I've just never enjoyed them, but I can watch them. It's just, I don't enjoy it.
It's just you're checking your closet for the next 4 months. I get it.
The thing about scary movies is that they are not scary. They are just they shout at you in your face, and then you're like, a monster in my face.
It's like the screamer links that people send you.
Yeah. It's
just
literally
a bunch of jump
link.
scares.
Like, it's ridiculous. Whenever one of my friends says, "Let's go watch a scary movie," I tell them psychological type horror movie or just you're scared, haha, type of movie. Because if it's the second one, fuck off. If it's the first one, okay, I'll go. It's funny. I like laughing at people who are scared.
I like scary movies that make you think and make you like actually wonder about what is actually going on. Like there's this movie called High Tension. It's a French horror movie, and it is my favorite horror movie I've ever seen in my life. It's about, I can't actually ruin it because you guys are I'm gonna make you
I'm
guys
not gonna watch it. No, I'm
but
not watching
it's like,
it.
You don't know who the killer is until the last scene, and then it hits you and you're like, oh my god, this doesn't make any sense. And then you rewatch the movie and then you pick up on these subtle things and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Like in Inception.
It's great.
We could watch it on Gmod Cinema, but someone doesn't have Gmod.
Broken.
Someone can buy me Gmod.
You have a fucking job.
I got you a game, okay? I gave you a game, all right?
I give you
That doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop expecting people to buy me games. I don't buy games.
God damn it, Broken, you have a job. Pay for the games. Talking about things that...
No, there's no transition that can get into this. There is nothing you can say
So we
that would
like
be a good
tweeting
transition
a
for
lot.
this.
We like tweeting a lot.
I'm not huge on Twitter, but this is funny to me.
I haven't seen
So,
this shit, so...
apparently, a Texas news station, their Twitter account tweeted out several, apparently, pictures of, quite naked men with some junk hanging out. And just putting this out.
Lots and lots
this is very NSFW.
Link in the description.
Very, very NSFW. There's a small, on the page, there's a small little warning, and I didn't see it, and I scrolled, and I saw things I could not unsee.
Don't worry,
so I'm warning you now. Extremely
immediately
NSFW.
after, the news station was like, we sincerely apologize for the earlier tweet, which contained offensive content. We're investigating what happened. They immediately deleted it. But there were so many
Someone's
people that
getting
saw
fired.
it. I think it was literally 2-3 hours, or it was less than an hour, actually. But afterwards, they realized and they caught it, and they were like, we're so sorry about it. But people... It was just, oh my god.
It's I mean, there have been some crazy news fails, but
so
that's pretty bad.
That I don't know.
Whoever had that Twitter account or whoever's managing that Twitter account is doing a terrible job.
Well, maybe they got hacked. Their account got hacked, and someone posted.
Are you talking about like Facebook hacked, quote unquote hacked?
Yeah, that sort of hack.
Yeah.
Or
I got hacked, bro. Oh no.
In Spanish, we have a phrase which is "Para lo que me queda en el convento me cago dentro," which means it's in a situation where you're gonna get fired or you're not gonna see anyone anymore. You just can do whatever the fuck you want and just fuck with everything you can.
So what does that translate to?
This
You know what? Type it into Google Translate and get back to me.
Okay, keep going on the topics or whatever it is.
But
it's terrible.
That speaking of nude things.
Have you heard of the snapping?
Have you guys heard of this? Because
I haven't.
this is it's not super big, but apparently there's this group of hackers who claim to have gained access to thousands of Snapchat pictures, including nudes.
Oh, yeah.
And they posted a downloadable file which apparently did include a big amount of pictures and
it has been
not
taken out
too many nudes,
down.
but it was taken down. And like I think I heard also that they like were saying that they would create a searchable database which you could search with people's usernames on Snapchat.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
if they had nudes, you could find them.
Oh.
And it's a good thing.
That's terrifying.
Like, I don't use Snapchat
Me
that
neither.
much, and I certainly don't send nudes on Snapchat.
Like,
but
the thing is, when I
It's
saw
a thing that
Snapchat,
lasts for 6 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
unless people are ready and they're taking screenshots.
Supposedly. But does it
I
really?
have a couple of, like, screenshots of funny snaps that I've received, but it's, like, it's not something that I use often, but I know people that they give me, like, hourly snaps, and I'm like, I don't care. But, you know, there's people that have no life, and they're like, hey, I want to do this. For them, it's probably, like, a gigantic
I'm on
thing.
Snapchat. My username is 12-year-old. I'm so immature. Follow me for nudes. Haha.
follow back or I'll kill you.
Follow for follow.
When I saw Snapchat, I was like, "This is a fucking stupid concept. Why don't people use Twitter, Facebook, whatever? We have a lot of things, a lot of options. And this is gonna be."
I think it's the
useless."
supposed security.
Yeah, but when I saw it,
No, it's beyond the security. It's more about that fact that this is something, an instant moment. This is something that I want to just take a picture of and like make it funny and just send it out to these people just for get a little laughs for shits and giggles, like whatever.
I'm not gonna understand it. So
Me neither. Well, the only Snapchat that it's totally worth it. I saw it on Imgur. It was a black guy wearing, like a sock on his head, with two holes for the eyes, and the text said, "Going to buy an iPhone 6."
I guess we'll see what happens.
One of the
You
comments.
mean a
was like,
ski mask?
what?
Well, it
A
could be
sock on the head?
it could be a very stretchy sock.
I don't know. No, like fuck
Do you
the
like not
translation.
have snow in Spain? Like, have you never seen a ski mask before in your life?
I mean,
But I don't know what they're called in
fake.
English. I thought they had a name, as in Spanish. They have a name.
Socks with
It could all be
holes.
fake, but Is it?
Looks like a sock, for fuck's sake.
The point is, Snapchats, don't be an idiot. You won't get hacked.
Like, it's still the concept itself is quite stupid. The images, you don't know where they are stored. The servers don't tell you, hey, we are just sending them and then we delete them on the server, or we are keeping them on the server, or anything. Like,
I mean, Facebook keeps every single thing that you've ever posted since you were 12 years old and joined Facebook. So, like, there's that. There's a possibility of Snapchat also doing the same thing, and they're just not telling you. And it's probably in that terms and conditions that you agreed to without even reading.
yeah, that's why I don't have Facebook or Snapchat, because I don't know what the fuck they're doing with my stuff. No, I have Facebook. My only post is banana. Full stop, period.
Yeah, I use Facebook to like talk with people I couldn't talk with otherwise, and organize my stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm not huge on like other social sites. I'm not super big on Twitter. I don't tweet a lot. I'm not really big on blogs, like Tumblr and stuff. I do have a Tumblr, but I don't use it.
It's more of the.
But there is one blog that I look at quite often, and that's theworstThingsForSale.com, which is dedicated to chronicling some of the craziest stuff available.
Let me just read a
internet.
few of these things on recent posts.
I think it's mostly from Amazon, but
Ebola suits.
which are like hazmat
Beware.
suits.
Ebola
Against
protective
Ebola.
suit with protective gauntlet cuff gloves, Ebola survival hand guide. Like, just there's a Sarah Palin knife.
Yeah, it's a knife. It's
lotion.
It's a knife with Sarah Palin's picture on the handle, and it comes in like a velvet lined box.
With
There's
obviously
another
the photo.
the other thing for sale is just like an asshole sticker for your wall, or it just says "genuine asshole, made in USA." It's a decal.
There's some pretty funny stuff in there, and like I don't go on Tumblr because there's like all the crazy stuff that goes on Tumblr, but I like stuff like this. This is pretty funny. So I think that's worth checking out.
Frisky Fox Tale.
Have you? Oh god. Have you ever
That's
seen?
provoking.
I'm changing the subject.
Aw.
Have you guys ever seen a website called Emails from an Asshole?
No.
It is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So this guy, he goes to random Craigslist postings or KGG postings or just whatever online postings, and he will like respond back to these people. And he just makes it funny. So, like, there was this one post where this woman was like, oh, I have this litter of kittens. These are for free. Contact me. Let me know a little bit about yourself if you want to adopt. And this guy, like, had a full-on conversation with her trying to get it so that he could eat them at a Chinese restaurant.
That's glorious.
Like, it's just the stupidest things ever. It's just to fuck with people. It's hilarious.
I need that website now.
It'll be in the description below.
So apparently it says, so I looked it up, and don't even reply.com?
Yeah.
And it says the owner of this site has been arrested. You can help him post bail by buying his new book.
You know what? That does not surprise me at all.
I wonder what it was for. So apparently all the emails aren't there.
I'll find them and I'll figure out
wait,
where
no, they're there. They're there.
Some of these emails are like the funniest thing that you've ever seen in your life. It's just amazing.
That is pretty funny. But you know what isn't funny? Well, actually it is pretty funny.
Hilarious.
So you know that Lindsay Lohan was suing Rockstar for like using their likeness, and then they had the actual model for the likeness like do the stuff, like they proved that it wasn't her. So even though they did that, she's like, oh no, it's me. And
so what's this lawsuit?
one of the points they're using to try to prove that it's her is that she uses the peace sign whilst wearing a bikini in a picture.
Every white girl on a beach does that.
Let me find the quote.
I do the peace sign while wearing a bikini in the beach. That means that person is me. How the fuck can you... What? This makes no utter sense. Jesus Christ, America.
Yeah. The quote is, the plaintiff has been using the peace sign hand gesture for years before and after its use in the video game.
Therefore, no one can do the peace sign.
Again, let me reiterate, that's every single person. Everyone does the peace sign.
Because no girl in a bikini has ever used the peace sign ever before.
Just, oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Lindsay Lohan is out of money. The only way that she's continuing up her fame, quote unquote fame, is by doing this stupid radical stuff and going back to rehab. Like, she was funny when she was younger. She was in a couple of good movies, and then she spiraled out of control, and now she's an idiot.
It's just funny. But you know what isn't funny and is really sad is that the final season of The Legend of Korra is airing, and it's the final season. I don't know if you guys watch Avatar.
No, I have a friend who does.
No.
And
but
he's like
I really enjoy it. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I really liked the original series, and Korra's been pretty good as well. And it's the last season, and I'm so sad.
I did see the trailer for the last season, and even though I don't watch Legend of Korra or anything, it looks really, really good. Like, I actually kind of want to see it.
Toph's back. Or supposedly, maybe. We don't know. Anyway, I think
also
a new episode came out yesterday or is coming out today. I don't know. I'm going to watch it, though. But yeah, you go ahead, Pep.
Well, this was like a month ago.
It's not an anime, by the way.
It's probably something similar.
That was the Cards Against Humanity thing. It's like, what keeps AZ up at night? The stupid people who think Legend of the Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime. That was pretty funny.
Check out the video for more.
In the description.
Yeah.
Everything is in the
I guess I
description.
have to edit that real quick now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So another anime similar thing. That was a month ago, but also ended the last Kill la Kill episode.
Oh yeah, KLK.
Oh.
Watch that. KLK.
I started watching that with someone, and it was amazing. And then I never watched another episode with that person.
It was pretty good.
I haven't seen
They
it.
really they really did not proportion and spend their budget in good areas. They spent it on one cool fight scene, and they just had this really weird 3D like walking up a building scene.
What?
What are you talking about?
I gotta find a gif of it.
But
Yeah, we can find it afterwards.
Is it Satsuki? Was the name Satsuki walks up a wall?
But like
It was.
Go on.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, you know, saving anime," but
It's a little bit out of the box.
Oh, I
for
found it.
anime.
I found it.
The thing is that it's an anime not based on a manga, so it's like absolutely original and random and stupid, and I love it. There's another similar thing called.
Just look at the animation.
Let's see.
Just turn the thing underneath her. Like, that's just. It doesn't make any sense.
Link in the description.
That's
that's
great,
3D
man.
though.
That's
I don't remember that episode.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like they yeah. Anyway, I think my favorite anime of all time is Gurren Lagann. Mostly because it was my first real anime watching experience, and I absolutely loved it. I still do. I watch it all the time, like once a year. So like when I heard that the same studio was making a new show, I was like, oh my god, yes. That was sort of like Gurren Lagann, and it was like Gurren Lagann in a lot of ways, which was pretty cool. Like even the designs for the kamuis were sort of like the design for one of the Beastman mechs. Forget which one it was, but it was pretty cool, and I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was the best anime of all time, or that it was the savior of all anime, but I thought it was pretty good.
My sister, like whenever she introduced me to anime, it was like, "Tell me a good anime." Death Note, okay. Next day.
Death Note's good.
Yeah. Next day, I've watched the 30 episodes. What?
Oh god, when I like a show, I watch the whole show like in a day or two.
Yeah, me too. But then like she told me Kill la Kill, and I was like, watch it. 1 month later, I started watching it. The next day I finished most of it, and then when I finished it, my sister told me, "Oh, they have a lot of animes in this style," and I'm like, "What? They make other animes?"
Have you seen
Gurren
Gurren Lagann?
And I just ran away. I'm watching now Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann or Gurren Lagann. Some people say it differently. It's Lagann, I think, because the robot is Lagann.
Yeah.
So
I
just say Gurren Lagann because it's easier.
Yeah. I also watched the one called FLCL.
Oh, Fooly Cooly. I haven't seen that yet.
It's great. I love the art style.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things, good things about it.
Yeah.
I've seen so many shows. Do you have a MyAnimeList account or
no? Not yet.
Oh, God.
I'll make one.
Just look. Here's my MyAnimeList account.
Link in the description.
Sure. If you want
screenshot in the description below.
a screenshot, nah, I'm just posting it.
Come on.
No, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because he watches more, then it's updated.
Yeah, if you want anime stuff, if you watch anime and if you want like suggestions on what to watch, I watch a lot of anime.
Jesus Christ, you finished
Chris has a
1.5.
good list.
I finished over
so
100 different series in like 2 years.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I think it's a long time, and I've watched a lot more than that because I've dropped some. I have a lot on hold, and I'm watching like a bunch of different series. I usually watch like at least 10 different series at once.
Damn, I just watched one,
Yeah.
and only one, until I finish it.
I haven't been watching a
I used
bunch
to be like you,
recently.
Chris. I used to be like you. I used to watch
But then
all
you took
these
an
animes, and then
ruining.
I just I just stopped watching it because it got to a point where manga became more my thing than anime, and then I followed a bunch of series, and then the series just like were on hiatus, and it just pissed me off so much, and I was like, I'm done. I am just done. So now it's like if I watch a show, I'm gonna just watch that one thing, and I'm not gonna watch anything for a really long time afterwards.
I don't watch a whole bunch, or not watch. I don't read that many different manga, but I do read a couple, and the ones that I read, I really enjoy, which are Horimiya, which is really, really good, in my opinion. I really like the OVA animation of it as well. What else? There's Bochi na Bokura no Renai Jijo.
Yes, totally.
And Rosario to Vampire,
Rosario Vampire.
which
Yeah. I mean, I started, like, when I was a kid, I have siblings that are very much older than me, so I started watching, like, Serial Experiments Lane, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Samurai Champloo. Like, I started really good.
You're just listening to some really great shows right there.
Exactly. Like, I started off amazing, and then like the first anime that I ever discovered to myself was Inuyasha. The first manga I ever discovered was D and Angel. Like, I had decent taste originally, and then like it evolved. I watched like FMA. I watched Soul Eater. Like all like the really really popular ones for a while. I got into Naruto. I got into One Piece. I got into everything, and then it just got to a point where everything was so long. Like, you've heard me complain about Naruto so much. Like,
One Piece.
the
Naruto.
filler is...
Naruto.
Shut up.
I watched all of the original series, and I watched how many episodes of Shippuden? 301 episodes of Shippuden.
I gave up because I watched all the original. I watched most of Shippuden, and I was like, Shippuden was so much filler. Even though they promised that they were going to take out all the filler, it was half filler. So then I just ended up reading the manga, and like, it took forever for them to update. And then each chapter was only 20 pages, and of the 20 pages, there was just like 4 or 5 pages of them looking at each other. It was annoying. It was just, why the hell am I still doing this? So I stopped.
Yeah.
I think in the interest of time, we should maybe move on.
Oh yes, I was gonna talk about my experience with Naruto, but I guess that's gonna take as much time as the watching it.
That's probably gonna take a long time. But
Naruto's
speaking
about old school things that we watched when we were younger,
Wow.
what about old school
Lovely
games?
transition. That was amazing. That was fantastic.
Perfect.
We
But
need to like comment on every transition that we
like yes, because they're great. But yeah, what do you guys like? What are your favorite older video games?
Super Mario Sunshine.
anything
hands
off the
down.
N64.
Including
really
Adventure,
vague.
a
That's
2D.
really vague.
Like Adventure
like-
was a 2D based, color based. Like the levels had only one color, 2 tones, one darker, which was the walls, and one that's not as dark, which was the floor. And the sprites are pixelated. Let's say it's pixel art, really original pixel art.
Yeah.
There is a dragon, and I thought it was a C, like the letter C. my brother tells me, no, it's a dragon. I'm like, oh, what?
That's pretty cool.
Best game 2014.
They're not too old, but I think my two favorite, I guess, older games would be Kirby's Nightmare on Dreamland and Metroid Fusion. Like I said, they're not too old, but Game Boy Advance was my first real, I guess, games console, and sort of my last, because I don't consider my other experiences with consoles canon.
My last console was the GameCube.
I did enjoy my times with the PS2 though. I guess my favorite game from that time would be Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I used to play with my brother a lot.
That was fun. That was actually really fun.
I still play that actually on my PC. Like the servers for that were shut down somewhat recently. But I play it. I think there's a new host for it. But yeah, I play that sometimes. There aren't a whole bunch of people playing it anymore, but it's still fun. So, yeah.
It's still a solid game. I mean, my first actual system that was bought for me and like was legit mine was my PSP. But my brother had like the Xbox Classic, the Xbox 360, the N64, the Dreamcast, like all the other like good consoles. So the first game that I ever played was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Those are my two favorite games of all times. And I bought a 3DS like a year ago, and I just bought the reworked 3DS version of Ocarina of Time, and it's like beautiful. It's like reliving my childhood in better graphics. It's amazing.
That's pretty great.
It's great.
I did have an Xbox. An old acquaintance of mine. We don't talk anymore. But he, I think, have you guys ever been to John's Incredible Pizza, or is that just a U.S. thing?
U.S. thing.
That's a U.S. thing.
It's sort of like Chuck E. Cheese, which
US
I'm sure
thing.
you've heard of at least. Which I'm sure you've heard of at least, and sort of know what it is.
I've been to Chuck E.
But
Cheese.
a lot bigger, and with much better pizza. But yeah, we went there. It's it was many years ago, but we went there, and like you trade in tickets for stuff, and he was like, hey, if you give me all your tickets, I'll give you my Xbox. And I was like, dude, you just made the worst deal of all time.
The Xbox Classic was a great system. I had so many good games on that system. Favorite hands down game that came with my Xbox was Jet Set Radio Future. I love that game.
Jet Set Radio is on my wish list on Steam. I want to play it. On my PSP, I only had emulators because I was too cheap to pay for games as usual. Yeah. So
Surprise.
I had like the old school Jet Set Radio Future, or the Jet Set Radio for GBA and stuff on there, and it was pretty good. GBA. But the Xbox Classic version of Jet Set Radio Future was beautiful. It was well written, great gameplay. You could finish it in 13 hours. It was fantastic.
But you know what is really odd?
Fuck, I was gonna make that segue. Fuck you.
Guess what's coming up, boys?
The Halloween's coming up, and you can expect some weird and quote-unquote sexy costumes this Halloween.
What is the deal with sexy costumes?
You're just reading the things that I wrote like you are thinking of them.
Shut up.
Sexy nurse, sexy cat.
I wrote this like it's the preface.
Sexy cat in a hat.
Excuse me. I love how sexy cat book is on there, but being a girl in this conversation, I can tell you I don't condone this stuff. Like, I don't dress up, first of all, for Halloween. If I do, I wouldn't do any of this like bullshit, because it's lingerie and like bunny ears. That's it.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that there's the staples like sexy nurse, sexy cat, and there's sexy Luigi, sexy cat in the hat, sexy cat bug, and more. And it's just, I just think it's pretty funny.
I think Mean Girls said the best version of this, going back to Lindsay Lohan. Halloween is literally
back when she was actually irrelevant.
Yeah. Halloween is a one night a year where a girl could dress up completely as a slut and no one can say anything against her. And people just use that. And then now what do? They dress up as these things. They go to clubs. They party. They have fun time. Whatever, right? Like, it's... I don't really care what other people do, but I just think that's absolutely stupid because I don't do that. It's just annoying.
In Halloween, I dress up as a psychopathic, strange kid, so I don't have to do anything.
So normally?
Yeah, I don't have to do anything really. So I can just go out and start punching people, and I say, I'm a psychopath, I'm dressed up, lol. And people will not punch back because I have, yeah. In Halloween, you can punch people in the face until they punch you in the face. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I do it all the time.
Chris, do you dress up for Halloween?
Well, I used to. I don't really do it anymore because I'm usually doing something that night. But
what's something?
I think you know what that. Wink, wink.
I saw a sexy nurse and then...
Oh my god, I was about to say don't even start that.
That's an inside joke.
The entire podcast without mentioning it.
No,
just don't. No.
If you watch the Cartoons Humanity LP.
What are you guys doing for Halloween this year?
Dressing up as a psychopathic kid.
I don't have any plans.
Punching people in the face.
I would go to my friend's house for Halloween, but she's not in the state, so I can't do that. So I'm probably just gonna
solid plans.
I'm probably just gonna hang out and make music. So
I have some pretty solid plans. I do this every single year. On Halloween, I close all my lights and I make sure the house is dark and scary and I pretend that I'm not home.
Yeah, no one comes up to your house. That's great.
When people come out to my house to ask for candies, I open the door and just like do the gesture as if I was gonna give them candy or something with nothing in the hand
and punch them in the face.
Fuck you, and then they're like, no, yeah, and they start shouting at me, and then I punch someone in the face.
What I think
stuff gets weird.
What I think would be good to do is no Halloween decorations, but leave your light on, and when people come to the door, open it, reach for a quote unquote candy bowl. Bring out a sign that says, "We have no candy. Get off my lawn."
One of my friends, I mentioned to him that, I do this thing where I just pretend I'm not home. So he did that. And what he also did was he dressed in complete black, had a flashlight, and it made it look like he broke into his own house while Halloween was going on. People called the cops, and the cops showed up. It was this big, huge thing. They shut down the street because all the kids were out, and there's a robbery going on. They found out it was him just messing with everyone. It was hilarious. He was telling me about it. It was just it was the best experience of Halloween he's ever had in his life.
I'm gonna do that.
Great.
That's my next.
And it was something that I just mentioned in a status of mine a year or 2 years back, and I was just this would be a funny thing to do, and he went out and he did it, and I was like, you're an idiot.
That's pretty funny.
I know,
He's
but it was
genius.
hilarious.
Tell that guy Peppermint says he's a genius.
Sargento
you're not
Peppermint.
YouTube famous, so he won't know.
Sargento Peppermint.
Dile a ese tipo que el Sargento Peppermint le ha dicho que es un genio. Oh yeah.
I'll just make him watch the podcast.
If you speak Spanish, you know what that means.
Oh yeah. Well, it's literally the same thing I said in English. So if you can use
If you
your
speak
brain,
English, you know what that means.
yay! You speak either English or Spanish. You know what it means.
And another thing, just for shits and giggles.
And yeah, this is just the thing I added on because I thought it was funny.
Oh,
It's,
Kotaku. Interesting.
We'll make this. Yeah, Kotaku. They may not be the best or most ethical journalists ever, but I still read it because some of it's funny and interesting. And anyway, this is Secret Link of the day. We're now Philip DeFranco. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing. That's our Secret Link of the week. Da da da. Not NSFW this time.
For sure. This one's actually quite funny.
It is pretty funny. It's a webcomic. So yeah, check that out. Pretty cool. Anyway, Anything else you guys want to talk about, or?
I would say we can wrap this up now.
Yeah. Just to remind everybody, we are accepting questions. There's a link to that in the description. And MineDivision is still accepting applications. So, yeah.
We currently have not accepted anyone for the month of October. October is still open in terms of applications. We're still accepting. We prefer video applications, and we're also starting to look for November.
We only look at video applications.
Yeah.
Do not send text applications.
Possibility. When Chris got on to MineDivision, we allowed 2 people to get on, so we are accepting more than 1 person at a time. So if you got a really good application,
I was really half as special as the people who got on monthly just by themselves are. So yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
So I mean, if you got something interesting to bring to the table, definitely bring it up to MineDivision. We really want some new people.
Yee. This has been the 4th episode of the MineDivision podcast. I have been your host, Chris. Today I've had with me Roken.
Yep.
And Sargento Peppermint. And also Chris.
You just said you weren't here.
Chris.
I know I said my name twice. That's a reference, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. So
you need to watch more MineDivision episodes. That's what you need to do.
Thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll talk into your ear holes later.
Bye.
Bye. Adios.